Focus up, boy.
Watch out!
Hello, my name's Chris Hyde, and I'm here with the lovable Adam Cook.
Ah,
I know. I thought that's nice. A nice
Ah.
intro. The first intro of the year.
you can tell it's early in the year that we're being all nice.
Yeah, we'll crack soon. We'll
Yeah.
crumble down to our normal
Indeed.
soulless husks. But for now, we're being positive. It's the start of the year, and today we're here to talk about something pretty positive as well.
Yes.
We're here to talk about God of War on PC.
God of
you've been
War
playing-
2018,
2018.
2021 PC edition. God of
Yeah,
War.
in 2022.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's 2022. My God, first mistake. There you go. There you go. Yeah. It's it's a weird one because PlayStation are slowly releasing their kind of big hitters onto PC, and they're not like adding. There's not like new DLC or new content. What they're doing is putting them on PC so there's a wider audience can play. That there are a lot of PC gamers out there who won't own a console or perhaps won't own a PlayStation console, and they now they can play Horizon Zero Dawn. They can play God of War soon. I've played God of War, and I tell you what, it really made me have a few thoughts that have challenged me, if that makes sense, because I still think this is a 10 out of 10 game. And
That's
you
a
can
good
read,
start. That would have been a worry.
like, you can read the review of the PC version. It's not like a typical review because we've already reviewed the game, but you can read the review on godasageek.com. And it's a 10 out of 10 on PC. It's made me think quite deeply about PlayStation because I think when it was announced, for example, that, and we will talk more about God of War itself, but when it was announced that like Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok were coming to PlayStation 5 and PS4. Don't quote that out of context. It's not coming to PC yet. PS4. People were, I think, at the time, a bit confused about the idea of, hey, I just bought this PS5 and now you're putting the new games on both. And the argument would be that, hey, there's a massive install base for PS4. I think having also, and come listen to our podcast, we'll talk about this more. I've also been playing a bit of the DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn. And what these two in sort of combo have made me realise is that playing God of War and PC, playing the DLC for Horizon, but both games, 2017 and 2018 respectively, they still look absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
So while you're going to get they are going to look better, the sequels on PS5. Of course they are. While that's true, these are two games where you look at them now in 2022, literally as I am playing them, and I played some of them in 2021 as well, where you're like, this game looks... I mean, you're seeing it. The footage people are seeing is 4K, 60 frames per second footage captured via a NVIDIA 3080 graphics card. So it's a substantial card. We're not talking about a cheap card here. But what I was surprised about was in God of War, it tells you how much of your graphics memory you're using. And often, when I stick a game on 4K, 60 frames, you're going to get even something like a Cyberpunk, you're going to get the fans are going to kick up, and that's still true with God of War, with my particular external GPU, which I'm using on a laptop. The thing that surprised me is that it isn't like maxing out this graphics card even at 4K 60. Now, I didn't spot any major frame dips. Okay, now I'm not here to do the in-depth frame rate analysis, but I didn't spot anything major. I'm not 100% sure it was like 4K. I mean, 4K was 4K, but this is everything maxed out. I didn't see many drops from 60, if any. Now, again, 2018. It's an old game. You would kind of hope so. It's got all the bells and whistles of a PC game. You don't have to use a 3080 card. You can use your, it's got DLSS, so you can upscales and downscales, so you can have it looking its best, basically, without needing to upgrade your hardware, so to speak. But the game still plays absolutely brilliantly. I mean, I don't know why anyone would think it wouldn't. It's still God of War. You can play it. It's kind of weird because I was playing with an Xbox controller. It's kind of weird seeing the Xbox button.
Yeah,
bumps.
I bet. Yeah.
It's not the first time. I mean, I played Horizon on PC, and it's the same. it's just strange. You know, you can use a PlayStation controller, of course you can, but I think most people probably use an Xbox controller. You can use mouse and keyboard if you want. I'll be honest with you, I didn't test that because it just doesn't. It's not that kind of game for me. It's got ultra wide support, so if you've got one of those 2 grand monitors where you can use your 21:9 ultra wide screen, it's going to look great. And I really can't emphasize enough how great it looks. I hope, I've already captured the footage I want to show people that they're seeing as we speak. I really hope YouTube doesn't do a number on it. It will be in 4K. It will be 60 frames. I really hope it comes across. I deliberately captured a bit, so I won't get into spoilers, but when you first meet the female character, what's the kind of the lead female character, and it's very lush and colourful. And although the game's already looked gorgeous, like it's shown you the snowy vistas of the mountain, when you discover that, I remember on PS4 in 2018 being blown away by the colour. And so I want to include a bit of that here without spoiling it too much, just so you can see a little bit of variation. It's difficult to know what people want to know about this. I mean, if you want to know whether it's a brilliant game, it was a brilliant game. It's still a brilliant game. It genuinely, when you start playing not a remaster, but when you start playing remasters or re-releases, you think, how much do I need to play of this? Do I need to finish this? What do I need to do here to make sure that this is a good version of that game? Never crossed my mind with this because I just kept playing it. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're right. It's difficult, especially when it's a game as good as God of War 2018. I guess the thing in my head, which you have already answered, is the I guess the performance aspect, which you kind of
it's better than when we played it. Well, I played the original game in the performance mode, rather than fidelity, because I wanted the higher frame. And I'll be honest with you, even on the PS4 Pro back then, I think the game looked amazing. It is one of those where, because of the way I've got my setup, like I've played it on a really tiny laptop screen, I've tried it on the screen I'm looking at now as we record, I've tried it on a big 4K telly, and like it really does still look quite dramatically brilliant. PC is one of those things where, like, the HDR, for example, on PC is still a bit of an iffy topic, because while you can do that, it needs a certain kind of monitor. Not everyone's upgraded monitors for HDR. This game looks great. Like, it looks great. It runs fantastically. The load times are pretty decent when you do have them. Obviously, without getting too deep into the game, it's a one-shot where the camera is behind sort of Kratos, and it's that one camera follows Kratos and Atreus the whole way. Like, it never cuts away from them. I'd forgotten a lot about it. I'd forgotten the opening, and I'd forgotten some of the stuff like that happens that's really minor that you don't even think about, and some of the foreshadowing, and it's like, I'm quite envious that people are going to play this for the first time and have no, they'll see a bit of footage and hear people like us talk, but I'm quite envious that it's one of those games, people often ask this question, like, what if you could wipe your mind of a game? Breath of the Wild's up there, God of War is way up there. Like, it was. It's also a strange thing because back when when a game's released and you love it as much as we all love this, and like one game of the year and blah 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 for us, it's kind of interesting because now you don't often get a chance to. At the time, I remember thinking this is one of my favourite games of all time, and I've not been shy about saying that, and I still thought that. So it was interesting, kind of almost being forced to replay it, and almost being trepidatious and thinking, what if I don't love this as much? Because in my mind's eye, I platinumed this game. I played through it over and over again. What if I don't like? And I do. Yeah. Like, it actually cemented it as, this is actually one of my favourite games of all time. The combat, the weight to the combat, like it's just a phenomenal video game. And I don't want to keep going on and on about it because there will be a written review. You could watch our old PS4 review of the game. The game is still the game. There is no new content as such. There is no new. I think there might be some clothing. I think there might be a skin. I don't know if it was in the PlayStation version or if it's like a I'm sure.
Oh, like cosmetic stuff, you mean?
Yeah, I think there might have been one outfit for each of them, and because as I was playing it, it was available very early on, almost before you learn about that stuff.
Right.
So I was thinking, this does feel like it was new, but I'm not. Again, 2018 was a while ago.
Yeah, 4 odd years. Yeah.
But like ultimately, it's PC game, so I can't speak for every single PC user out there. I can say that with my setup, having played it, it's pretty much flawless. Whereas Horizon had a few little issues to begin with, and they patched that a lot. This is just magic. It's magic. Go! If you have never played this game, go buy it. I envy you so much. I wish I could play this fresh. But yeah, brilliant.
Like you say, it is one of those games you kind of wish you could wipe your memory of and just play it again for the first time. And there will be people out there that are doing that on PC. And like you say, if they've got the setup like you have, they'll be experiencing something mighty special for the first time.
I kind of think if you are a PC only gamer, as it were, you probably have a decent PC to game on because I've always imagined that if you've got a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X, your PC doesn't need to have the 3080, the 3090. I mean, God forbid the 3090, but you know what I mean. You don't need to have that if you've got them as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like if you haven't ever had a PlayStation and you've not experienced God of War, you've probably got a decent PC if you're looking at this game. And yeah, you're in for a treat, absolute treat.
Well, on that note, yeah, go play this game. Is the ringing endorsement. So cheers, Adam, for that quick chat. If you've enjoyed this chat, let us know. Are you going to be playing God of War on PC? Are you looking forward to Ragnarok later this year as well, coming to PS4 and PS5? Please let us know. We certainly are, but please let us know your thoughts on that as well. Get in touch with us on social media or on Twitter. Just give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you. And stay tuned for content. You can hit us up on godisageek.com for all the latest news, reviews, previews, guides, and various other bits and bobs we've got coming this year. We've got lots of ideas and things planned for you over the next 12 months, and we're really quite excited. So give us a visit. And if you're watching on and listening to this for the first time, then share it with your friends and let everyone know about it. Adam, thank you for your time today.
Cheers.
And thank you guys for listening. See you later.